Okay. Welcome to the Tuesday, February 19th, 2013 Village of Peoria Heights Board of Trustees meeting. Meeting is now called to order. Would you please rise and join us in the pledge of the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn?
Present.
Trustee Carter?
Present.
Trustee Fuller?
Present.
Trustee Reichert?
Present.
Trustee Gett? Trustee Cumming?
Present.
Okay, thank you very much. Trustee Gett had to be working late tonight. He's hoping to maybe get here before the end of the meeting, but feels he may not be able to. So we'll move on to the approval of the Board of Trustees minutes for the February 5th meeting. Are there any changes that need to be made to the minutes as submitted? Need a motion for approval, please?
I move to approve the February 5th, 2013 minutes.
I have a motion from Trustee Reichert.
Second.
Second from Trustee Carter. All those in favor of approving the Board of Trustees minutes for the February 5th, 2013 meeting as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you. The ayes have it. The board has approved the minutes as submitted for the February 5th meeting. Next up will be correspondence, and that will be presented by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
I have one item this evening, and it is a letter from Lieutenant Mark Mollick of the Peoria County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Unit, dated February 8th, 2013, and it reads as follows. Dear Mayor and people of Peoria Heights, we want to personally thank you for your donation to the Peoria County Sheriff's Search and Rescue Unit. Any donations received are utilized for the purpose of necessary equipment, such as electronic locating devices for families with loved ones affected by mental health issues that cause them to wander. We have a unit of certified people trained in search and rescue, and it is our mission to assemble as quickly as possible and look for those in need, assuring their families that we will do everything in our power to find their loved ones. Your donation will assist us to fulfill our commitment to the people we serve in Peoria County. Your gift and generosity is appreciated. Respectfully, Lieutenant Mark Mollick.
Thank you. No announcements that I can think of right now, so we'll move on to trustee reports, and first will be the ambulance service with Trustee Fuller.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I'll go over the monthly review for January. I apologize, I'm just regaining my voice after a cold this weekend. So in January, we responded to 77 total calls. 69 of those were medical calls, and 55 resulted in transportation to a local hospital. So other than that, I don't think there's anything to report for the ambulance department.
Okay. Thank you very much. Any questions at all for Trustee Fuller? Okay, thank you again. We'll move to Public Works with Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I don't really have anything to report. We might have some snow coming, so everyone look out if we get it for the snow plows. But you never know. It might go around us. So that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Harn? Thank you again. We'll go to Administration Personnel with Trustee Reichert.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one announcement. GPS TV recently partnered with Comcast to provide the Peoria area with public access television programming on cable channels 20 and 22. Effective January 1st, 2013, Village Board of Trustees meetings can be viewed on channel 22 at 9 a.m. on Saturday mornings with a repeat at 9 a.m. the following Tuesday morning. The meetings may also be viewed via YouTube by a link on the village website. And that's all I have.
Okay, thank you. So we're moving to Saturday mornings to compete with Underdog.
And Tuesdays.
And Tuesdays?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. If you didn't get your fill on Saturday morning, tune in on Tuesday morning.
Watch it again Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay, any questions at all for Trustee Reichert? Thank you again. We'll go to Economic Development, Village Improvements with Trustee Carter.
Thank you. I just want to remind everybody that the library is still selling tickets for their fundraisers. They have about 40 baskets. So you have still another week to put your raffle in.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Carter? Okay. Thanks again. We'll go to the Police Department with Trustee Cumming.
Thanks, Mayor Allen. Just have one announcement tonight. The Neighborhood Watch meeting will be right up here at Village Hall, 6:30, next Monday, the 25th. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any questions at all for Trustee Cumming? Okay, thanks again. We'll go to building maintenance, and obviously Trustee Gett is not here tonight. Mr. Administrator, any news or views or anything else with the building maintenance?
We had to have the fire department come today and inspect what smelled like it's some sort of electrical, not fire, I don't want to use that word, but something I think was determined it was a blower motor which had burned out. So we had a little excitement this afternoon, but other than that, no, nothing to report.
Where was the blower motor at?
The one over the dispatch, our lovely roof over the dispatch unit, former dispatch unit.
So no smoke, no fire?
Little smoke.
Little smoke, no
No
fire.
smoke, no fire.
Okay. All right, and then, which is a perfect segue right into the fire department. So we already got our
Yes.
information regarding the fire department as well. Move now to comments from the audience. If anybody in the audience has a question, concern, good recipe, please come up to the village lectern and have at it. Nothing tonight, but we do appreciate everybody attending. Oh. Go for it.
Thank you. I'm Pastor Carl Kramer from the Peoria Heights Congregational Church, and we're looking at possibly doing a blessing of the bikes and hot rods on May the 18th, and we wanted to see if we could have access to the park here for our praise band.
Excuse me, Pastor, we've got you on the agenda.
Oh, got me, okay.
But while you're up there, while you're here, why don't you go ahead and give us kind of a little bit of a background on
Sure.
it, and we will be voting to approve yet tonight.
Sure. We are hoping to have a blessing of the bikes and hot rods beginning around 10 o'clock. And we were hoping that maybe our praise and worship band could use the pavilion out here for some music. And I'm gonna bless the bikes in the front of the church. And we were thinking that if it would be possible to maybe block off a couple of the parking spaces that are in front of the church, and maybe a couple that are over here on the side of the park side here, and wanted to see if that's a possibility. I know that there is another event earlier in that morning, but I have spoken with the gentleman that's responsible for the event earlier in the morning. It's a run that they have, a 5K run down Granville Drive, and so they should be finished around 9. In fact, they're pretty much going to be done around 9, and we would probably start setting up around 9:30, that type of thing. And we hope that this could be something that could bring more people up to the Heights, people that come and have their bikes blessed. And so far, we've had a pretty good response to some of the motorcycle clubs that we've contacted. It's been a positive response, and I think we could have a number of people that come out with their hot rods even. And then they're apt to spend money up here in the Heights, and it's a win-win situation for us all. And so that's kind of the lay of the land that we're looking at here. And so I do apologize for jumping in ahead of time, but I wasn't quite sure what. Any questions? I'd be glad to.
We appreciate having a comment from the audience, Pastor, to tell you the truth. But I'll tell you what should do, if you could, is this coming week, maybe, diagram out like what parking spots you might want to have.
Sure.
And bring those to Administrator Fick, and he can submit those to Chief Sutton. And I don't see where there would be any problem at all. We just need to know beforehand what areas you'd like to have.
That would be terrific. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Okay. Thank you all again for attending. No old business tonight, so we will proceed to new business. And first will be Ordinance 2013-1379, which will be presented by Trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. This ordinance is to authorize the sale or disposal of certain materials owned by the Village of Peoria Heights. I'll just read a little bit of it. The Village of Peoria Heights has materials set out on Exhibit A, which is on the back here, and that'll be published. It's some motors and a natural gas cat motor. They came out of the old pump station over here, and they're used to pump water. They're big, heavy motors. They're 440 volt, so they're not like light things. They're heavy industrial. We plan to maybe publish them in the Illinois Municipal League or something like that. So maybe some other municipalities that might use some of these old motors, they might get some parts out of them or something like that. If they can't use them and no one bids it, then we'll probably, the ordinance describes to allow us to scrap it or junk it. And we won't, it will not be piecemealed out. There will be no bidding on part of it. You bid the whole thing as a lot. And so I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to approve the ordinance 2013-1379 to authorize the sale or junking of said property.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion from trustee Harn,
Second.
second from trustee Cumming. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance number 2013-1379 as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved ordinance number 2013-1379. Our next order of new business tonight is the approval of bituminous material quotes, and that will be presented by trustee Harn.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. On February 18th, 2013, the Village of Peoria Heights accepted material quotes for the supply of bituminous patching material. 2 bituminous supply companies provided the village with a quote. The River City Supply, which is R.A. Cullinan, was $75 a ton, and the Tazewell County Asphalt was $73 a ton. When you do the math and you figure out factoring in 50 cents per mile to go purchase to pick up the materials, River City ends up being a little bit cheaper. They come in about $82 a ton, and Tazewell County comes in at $84 a ton. But whenever you're using blacktop, the different plants will start running base coat or finish coat, which is a larger rock or a smaller rock in the material. And it depends on what Bob might be doing at the time. It's nice to have the option of going to either plant. So I make a motion to approve purchasing bituminous material from both plants, both Cullinan and Tazewell County.
Motion from trustee Harn,
Second.
second from trustee Carter. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes? Okay, once again, this is for the approval of the bituminous material quotes from both River City Supply and Tazewell County as outlined by trustee Harn. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved the 2 bituminous quotations from River City Supply and Tazewell County as outlined by trustee Harn. Our next order of new business tonight is ordinance 2013-1380. Trustee Gebb was going to present this, but as he is not here, dutifully, Administrator Fick has jumped to the forefront to present the information.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The title of this ordinance is an ordinance approving an intergovernmental cooperation agreement between the Village of Peoria Heights, a municipal corporation, and the Pleasure, Driveway, and Park District of Peoria for the maintenance of grounds at Tower Park. That also would include the work that was performed last year along Prospect. And we discussed this in committee meeting where the Park District needs to recover their actual out-of-pocket expenses to do the landscape, maintain Tower Park, and Prospect with the flower, the plantings and everything. So they've given us a proposal, first be the intergovernmental agreement, and then the actual proposal, which is not to, it's an estimated cost of $22,562. We'll have the ability to kind of, I guess, adjust the level of service as the year goes on. If in years prior we had everyday maintenance. I know the worker out here, she does a great job, but she's here every day. If we decide we want to scale back a little bit, we can do that. So again, that's an estimated expense to what it would be to have here the same level of service that we did last time. And that would include all the plant materials and the equipment that they provide as well. It would not include any work that they do on Grandview Drive. So, you know, I met with them and they'll give me detailed reports that talk about the employee and where they're working and that type of thing. So we're not confusing the work that we might see on Grandview Drive, because occasionally you would see Diane, who's the one out here over on Grandview Drive, and there's some, just want to make sure that we weren't getting charged for that. So again, a 1-year agreement so we can review it. And you know, I think we've got a good relationship with the Park District, and I think we know the quality of work we're going to get from them, so I would recommend approval.
Thank you very much, Mr. Administrator. Need a motion for approval, please?
I make a motion, we approve the intergovernmental agreement.
Have a motion from Trustee Harn,
Second.
second from Trustee Reichert. Are there any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
I have a question on the actual ordinance itself. Section 4 stipulates a sum of $22,562 for the annual agreement, I guess for the period beginning April 1st of 2013. Then if you go into the body of the agreement, and it's point number 5, it reads, for the annual period commencing April 1st, 2013, the Heights agrees to pay the Park District its actual out-of-pocket costs. So, I mean, are we capped at that $22,562 amount, and we'll pay actual up to that amount, or so we could come in under that 22 amount if our actual costs are lower?
Right, yeah, that's an estimate of
Okay,
22.
it's just kind of a threshold.
It is, so
Okay.
again, we might want to dial back the level of service, see how that works.
So we got a little bit of flexibility in
Yeah.
there if we're getting close to the budget.
And one of the things that we talked about was we can, I mean, I guess they've always kind of been under our direction, but now since we're paying them, they're even more so. If we want to send them down to the police station for a day to do some work down there, we can do that. If we want to send them over to, you know, Public Works garage or something like that, we can do that as well. So we have a little more flexibility.
Well, it's cool to have that kind of flexibility written into the deal. Thanks.
Yeah, the flowers will look beautiful down there by the Public Works garage.
And yeah, if they start putting
Just don't
daisies
pour any
up,
oil on them. Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of ordinance 2013-1380 as outlined by Administrator Fick. Madam Clerk, would you please call roll?
Trustee Harn.
Aye.
Trustee Carter.
Aye.
Trustee Fuller.
Aye.
Trustee Reichert.
Aye.
Trustee Cumming.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. By a vote of 5-0, the board has approved ordinance 2013-1380. Our next order of new business tonight has to do with a donation for our placement K-9 from the Police Benevolent, and that will be presented by Trustee Cumming.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. Actually, I'm going to double down on the donations tonight and take advantage of the spot here. Along with the Heights Police Benevolent donation, we've also received a donation from Richwoods Township, and if I could, I'd like to read a letter here from Supervisor Mike Phelan. Dear Chief Sutton, thank you for taking time from your busy schedule to attend the February 12, 2013 Richwoods Township Board meeting to discuss the need for a K-9 dog for the Peoria Heights Police Department. Richwoods Township has always supported the endeavors of the village of Peoria Heights in providing excellent service to our community. We feel there is a definite need for a K-9 dog for the Peoria Heights Police Department and are honored to make a donation to help defray the cost of this unexpected expenditure in the current police budget. On behalf of the Richwoods Township Board, please accept the enclosed check in the amount of $700. Sincerely, Michael E. Phelan, Supervisor, Richwoods Township Board. I'd like to thank the Richwoods Township Board for approving such a generous donation to our cause to help defray the costs of replacing Achilles. It's greatly appreciated. And with that said, now I'd like to, we have several members of the Peoria Heights Police Department here tonight. I think this is the safest I've ever felt at a board meeting. So who's going to come up and Officer Jim Powers come up and
I'm going to have also the other members that are present step up. Come on up, guys. All right. On October 22nd, 2012, the Peoria Heights Police Canine Achilles passed away unexpectedly. On February 8th, 2013, the members of the Peoria Heights Police Benevolent Unit 76 held their 6th annual Chili Supper fundraiser. The Police Benevolent decided to help raise funds for a new police canine at the Chili Supper. We would like to thank all the businesses and people that donated items for the raffle and silent auction prizes. We also want to thank anyone that also donated any money for the new police canine. After all the numbers were figured, the Peoria Heights Police Benevolent would like to donate a check of donate $2,500. We are also happy to donate another $2,500 from the Forest Park Apartments, totaling $5,000 to the Village of Peoria Heights.
Good job.
Mayor, I'd also just like to make a couple comments. I'd like to thank all the members of the Peoria Heights Police Department and their families for all their effort. I know you put a lot into this each year. This had a little bit of special meeting due to the donation to the canines. So again, it has not gone unnoticed. So on behalf of the mayor and the entire board, we're very proud of you guys, and thanks again. Keep up the good work.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks, Chief. Before we go on to the next thing, anybody who's ever had a pet knows that it's like a family member. And Officer Powers raised Achilles, and he was kind of the mascot for Peoria Heights. So we really miss him, and we look forward to having Grouchy. We don't know if that will be his name when he appears here. I'm assuming Officer Powers will come up with more of a God-type name, but we're looking forward to having a new member of the police squad, and we just know Achilles did a wonderful job.
That is true, and we're in the process right now of selecting a new canine handler. So that is the interviews are being conducted this week. So
Okay.
we have 3 very good candidates. So I'm sure whoever is selected will do a great job, as Jim did with Achilles.
Is Grouchy still the possible dog, or is there?
I'm not
that's
sure.
still
I need some more information on that before I go and change the name, or even attempt to change the name. So I think I need to be educated on pros and cons. So.
Okay. Well, again, thanks to the Police Benevolent. It was a terrific fundraiser. It always is, and we really appreciate the donation, and terrific from Richwoods Township and Forest Park Apartments. Obviously, the canine program is near and dear to everybody in Peoria Heights.
Yes, and also with these 2 donations, this will cover the cost of the entire dog and the shipping. So just out of those 2 donations, so that's wonderful.
That's great. Thanks again to everyone involved. We're going to go now to the blessing of the bikes. Pastor, this is what you've been waiting for. But before we do that, I want to know, what vehicle are you riding? It better be a Harley, I'm telling you. Yeah. Oh, boy, a souped-up one, though. Well, next up on the agenda, then, is the approval to use Tower Park for the blessing of the bikes, and that will be presented by Trustee Carter.
Thank you. Since we've kind of heard what it's all about, I'd like to make a motion for the Peoria Heights Congregational Church first annual Blessing of the Bike and Hot Rods on May 18th from 10 to 2, and for them to get back with us on the parking spots that they would like to have.
Okay, we have a motion from Trustee Carter.
Second.
Second from Trustee Cumming. Any questions or comments from the board before the board votes?
I just want to say, I think it's a really cool idea. Where'd you guys come up with the idea for this?
I have some very smart and intelligent members. Okay, it didn't come from me, but from these folks right here. And John and Kim Caswell has shared that information with me, and we thought, hey, we should do something, because we want people to get out in the summertime and have fun on their bikes, and when you have but we also want them to be safe, and that God's guardian angels will go with them also.
I think it's an awesome idea.
John's originally from Minnesota. Well, he can finish telling they had that one year at the church up there, and it just grew every year. And it turned into where they had to go get a new church, a bigger church.
Wow.
We're not promising that.
We like you right there, Pastor. I mean, it's a good spot.
You know, the Cohen's warehouse is available for your new church, if that would work for you, I think.
But it's anything on wheels, even wheelchairs.
And squad cars.
And squad cars. We would love for the squad cars to come, the fire engines, fire trucks. We would love for them to come. But we were just figuring that they could just like pull up where our sidewalk is, and Pastor would be there. And they could just pull up, get blessed, and then go and park and have fun.
And has anyone checked to see what the Guinness Book of World Records is for a number of blessings for an event?
That's a good question. We will have that information next time.
We're gonna have to get your chair out there and sit on.
All right. Any other questions or comments? Okay, once again, this is for board approval of the use of Tower Park for the blessing of the bikes, as the pastor has already given us information on. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please say no. Thank you, the ayes have it. And Pastor, you're good to go. May 18th, 2013, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The blessing of the bikes here at Tower Park. You plan on having music, is that what you're saying, too? Some music?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Our parish band, our worship band.
okay.
They're gonna go to play from 11 to 1.
Okay, so it's going to be a real fun time. Yeah, yeah, looking forward to it. Move on now to the treasurer's report, and that will be read by our village clerk, Shauna Musselman.
All right, this is the treasurer's report for the month of January 2013 as submitted by Cliff Brumbaugh, our village treasurer. The general fund account is $585,328.96. The motor fuel account is $179,183.99. The police drug savings account is $552.78. And the tax increment finance account is $16,270.89. For a grand total in the village accounts of $781,336.62. The waterworks account is $620,567.33. The service deposit account is $85,033.84. For the grand total in the water accounts of $705,601.17.
Excuse me, any questions at all regarding the treasurer's report? Okay, then we will accept it as read. Our next departmental